Hello, I'm Old Western Man, Mark Seabank. Welcome again to my Patreon page. I'm out for my daily walk. I'm here talking to you from deep in the heart of rural Ontario in Canada, in the Great White North, as you can see from the snow behind me. I want to talk today a bit about what I want to do with my video blogs on Patreon for my patrons. First of all, I think I'll probably be discussing aspects of the projects that I'm working on, particularly the Perilous Quest for Lioness series, some of the background and the way I work and how I approach things and questions that arise in connection with my work. And I also want to talk again from about topics and subjects that have interested me over the years in my and through my writing and my research. All my life, I've been a book collector. I have a huge library running into thousands of books, and I've been a voracious reader, as many writers are. And I'm an eclectic reader, as I think many writers are, particularly novelists and writers of fiction, because it's all grist for the mill, so to speak. And also I want to talk about other, again, subjects that have caught my interest over the course of my life. Thinking particularly of the Atlantis legends. It's something that first captured my interest when I was a graduate student reading the Plato's Timaeus in Greek. And I've collected books on the Atlantis legends over the years, speculations about where it might have been, how it might have happened, whether it was real, all these questions that surround the legends of Atlantis, and of course the Rockall series and the Perilous Quest for Lioness series. They're both. I mean, the series is really, in many ways, the Atlantis myth is foundational for this series that I've been working on and rewriting and editing. I also want to talk about lost civilizations. Graham Hancock is one of my favorite writers. His work of exploration on ancient lost civilizations that may have predated ours, that were catastrophically destroyed. That's always intrigued me, and I think it's really a big part of the allure of Tolkien's work is this whole sense that there may have been civilizations, sort of agrarian civilizations, particularly pre-modern civilizations that preceded our own. And also, again, a lot of my reading is focused on history and literature and early English history, Roman Britain, the Anglo-Saxon period, also the Templars in the Middle Ages, a subject of perennial fascination for people. I'm also I'm interested in offbeat topics as well, like the English antiquarians, Renaissance antiquarians, people like William Camden, who were the first people to look back and try to kind of preserve the historical record. So that's a very interesting area of study. Also, English folklore and folklore in general. One folklorist that comes to mind is Catherine Briggs, the English, the renowned English folklorist, who wrote several books on English folklore. One of them being The Anatomy of Puck, for example, which is an exploration of the folklore of Shakespeare. There's also another kind of folklorist of interest would be Robert Kirk, and a Scottish clergyman of the 17th century who wrote a book called The Secret Commonwealth, and whose legend has it was abducted by fairies. So he's kind of an interesting figure. And moving onward into the 19th century, we have Sir Walter Scott, who was really foundational in kind of retrieving the Middle Ages and retrieving the sort of sense of enchantment that had been lost in the wake of the Age of Enlightenment and the 18th century. So he was instrumental in reviving that sense of enchantment, and that he was followed close in his wake. We had William Morris, the poet, novelist, book designer, a man of multifarious parts, and again, who was very influential on Tolkien and the Inklings. And also, there are offbeat figures that I want to discuss. People like Edmund Blunden, the pastoral poet of the early to mid 20th century. There's a whole area that has very much always interested me is English pastoral, the English rural tradition, exemplified by people like Blunden and also John Clare, the 19th century English peasant poet, as he's called, and other figures. I mean, the pastoral tradition runs through English poetry. Also, there are things that I've been reading too. Like, for example, recently, the biography of John Buchan by his granddaughter, and Buchan being again a great storyteller in the tradition of Sir Walter Scott and Robert Louis Stevenson and Rider Haggard. So Buchan, I think, is an unjustly neglected figure, although not entirely neglected. I want to kind of highlight some of the kind of odds and ends of my studies and my research over the years, areas that have been unjustly neglected, areas that I want to highlight and bring to a new audience from my kind of position as old Western man. Anyway, I look forward to engaging with my patrons, those of you who have decided to become my patrons. I thank you profusely. And till next time.